I've been suppressing my needs and my feelings for such a long time because I thought that was a weakness, because all the other people don't have an issue with it. What's wrong with me? And today now, nope, it's just my brain. It processes information differently and it's so fine. And it was a relief to find out that this was the case for me.
Ich bin wie die kleine Anemone, die ich einmal in Rom im Garten gesehen habe. Sie war tagsüber so weit aufgegangen, dass sie sich zur Nacht nicht mehr schließen konnte. Es war furchtbar, sie zu sehen in der dunklen Wiese, weit offen, immer noch aufnehmend in den wie rasend aufgerissenen Kelch mit der viel zu vielen Nacht über sich, die nicht alle wurde. Und daneben all die klugen Schwestern, jede zugegangen um ihr kleines Maß Überfluss. Vor dieser Öffentlichkeit hat sich irgendein Leben in mir gerettet, hat sich an eine innerste Stelle zurückgezogen und lebt dort.
Hello! It's been 3 months since the last time that I recorded a video, I think. In between July and now November, where I'm recording this, there was so much happening and I had so much to do, so much work, that there was just no time and no energy for me to create a video. But here I am again. Right now it's the beginning of November. It's raining and it's gray outside, and my long-term followers know this is one of my favorite weathers, especially in fall, in autumn. And what better time to talk about the beauty of slowness and stillness. When I'm not working, I'm not doing stuff, I really love to be in my own worlds. I really love to just spend time with myself and with my, let's say, with my spiritual experiences, my emotional experiences, and just dwell in that. Something that I, as a neurodivergent and highly sensitive person, just love to do, because it just gives me so much life quality. And sometimes, you know, it feels like, especially because of social media and because of certain cultural norms, it's like you're being expected to be this super active person who does all this stuff. And as someone whose senses can be very easily overloaded, being a super active person was never an option for me. My natural inclination is to be active sometimes and dwell a lot into myself and my feelings and what I can perceive in the space between me and everything. I've always been more of a slow person, a cozy person if you want to, but it's not just that. For a long, long time I have thought that my way to live my slow and cozy approach was kind of bad, was kind of wrong, was not how a real person is supposed to be like, you know. Like a real person is active, a real person is out there all the time, a real person is socializing all the time. For a long time I thought I was just being shy, that I was just being lazy, because that was how my traits were perceived, because I was too normal to look neurodivergent, but too weird to be considered normal. But I wasn't the type of person who went out all the time, and I was really reluctant in socializing. Today, of course, I know that it's because of the way my brain is built. I frequently deal with sensory overload. For example, in the evening, if someone turns on their light on the ceiling, a few minutes later it's like pure torture to my body, and it makes me so nauseous and so dizzy that I can't even look or think anymore. Sometimes it can be really hard to be outside in situations that I cannot predict, because if my social and my energy batteries are gone, and they can go out quite easily when I'm around too many people, or when I'm having to deal with too many inputs from all different sides at once, my battery goes out. And it's not just the fact that it is exhausting or that it's uncomfortable, it's really detrimental to my body. If you've ever experienced a day where you were just totally exhausted, maybe you worked a 12-hour shift, or you made something else that was really exhausting to you, and you just feel sleepy and you're like exhausted, you just need a rest, you just need to calm down, just be with yourself. Now imagine having that in situations other people would consider easy, would consider normal to handle. And I've always thought, I have to overcome this. I have to become less weak. I have to become like the others. Now that I know that I'm on the spectrum of neurodivergency, I know that my needs are just different and that I have to honor... Oh, there's a fly. Okay. I have to honor the way my body has been built. So yes, I have to be very, very careful when I go out, when I see people, when I go into crowds. But on the other hand, I have this ability to feel very distinctly and feel very sensitively, and I can make the most out of a moment. I'm really in tune with myself and I'm feeling really, really good. Then it's like the whole universe is opening up in front of me in the space between me and the whatever. It's really hard to put into words. And then I'm just being there and it's just so nice and it just fills me with joy, and that's another way to feel life.
Everything has a quality that can be felt. Every being, moment, every sensory input there is. Like these wasps, for example, that decided to build a home under our zucchini leaf after we had to block their old nest they built inside of the balcony fence. Usually, wasps are seen as rather unfriendly fellows, but they were group cuddling all the time. It's not easy to show you visually what goes on the inside. It's a lot like having non-physical fingers or hands that can explore beyond matter, that can touch and interact with every living thing on a less dense level of existence. As if, by showing up with all of your inner sensitivity, you walk through a gate that can only be entered if you know which key to use. For me, these places are very fine, wholesome, detailed, just beautiful, everything and everyone with a quality of their own. These fine and detailed impressions are what you can also see in my art.
I like to live life the way I do. It's my own individual way and I'm quite fond of it. But still, even if I've chosen to live the way I do, you're still sometimes confronted with the expectations of a society that is made for super active people. And for me personally, that was always a very hard battle against my natural instincts, because in order to fit this idea of the super active person, I had to fight off my autistic traits. I had to suppress my need for comfort and for quiet, to just be there with the others, you know. And I thought if I would practice that for a long, long time, the sensory overload would fade. The way my brain is designed, which I wasn't aware of at that time when I thought that I could overcome these traits, would just disappear and I would magically be just like the others. I'm here to tell you that you don't have to be super active. You don't have to go outside and meet all the new people all the time. It doesn't mean that something is wrong with you or that you're boring or stuff. It's just that probably the way you perceive is different. The way you enjoy things just different. And I think it's totally valid to go your individual way and choose the path that is right for you.
And I really need my alone time to fill my, let's say, soul's cup, to enrich it with all that is dear to me, that strengthens and nurtures me. If this cup is filled, I'm happy and eager to go out, explore, meet new people. But I have to be careful so it won't spill and scatter everywhere. And this slow and cozy time balances out all of the other impressions. Before I knew all of that, I basically used to overwork myself, pushing myself through situations that secretly overstrained my capacities. All of this had a great toll on my mental health. I'm so happy I don't expect myself to do that anymore. But if my cup is full and I choose to go, I do enjoy social situations and events quite a lot. Then I soar in getting to know people and I soak in the beauty of it and enjoy the impressions of unique places.
I'm actually not that much of an introverted person. I can be very extroverted. But because of my neurodivergency, talking to other people can be a bit of a problem. Because eye contact can sometimes be really draining. Eye contact is sometimes, it can be hard to maintain eye contact. It can be hard to maintain the energy to even speak. It can be hard to be outside at an event, for example, and have all of these different sensory inputs. I've been suppressing my needs and my feelings for such a long time because I thought that was a weakness. I was being weak. I was being weak because all the other people don't have an issue with it. What's wrong with me? And today I know, nope, it's just my brain. It's built differently. It processes information differently, and it's so fine. And it was a relief to find out that this was the case for me. Because now I have a manual and I know how to handle myself, and I know what's good for me, and I know where I can unmask and start to find out the real me. I enjoy being at home quite a lot. I've always enjoyed being at home. It's so much easier for me at this point in time, at least, to express what I feel in my happy art. And it's a way to kind of compensate for the fact that people and noises and everything can be so overwhelming at times. When I'm really in the flow, it's just beautiful and it's just freeing and it's just nice. And then when I go outside, meet people, go in nature and everything, it's just such a nice experience of just being ready for it and having filled my cup, so to speak, to be able to take in all the other stuff. If my brain is built that way, then why should I try to interfere with its natural inclinations, natural needs, and its naturalness? Why should I try to become someone I wasn't meant to be? So maybe it's time to start appreciating the quiet and the slow people just as much as the out there active people. There is not the default human. There's not the default human. You are the default human. I am the default human. Your neighbor is the default human. Every human you know is the default human for themselves, because we're all individuals. If you enjoy my videos, I would be very happy if you would leave a comment and maybe subscribe if you want to see more. I also have a playlist which is called Forest Tales and Garden Poems, where you can watch more of my little thinkings and adventures. See you the next time. Bye bye. There's already some snow on the mountains.